man Bankie and Company, alongside Yahsonn and It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company, alongside Yahsonn and It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company, alongside Yahsonn and It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company, alongside Yahsonn and It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company, alongside Yahsonn and It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational.
Yeah. Yes, greetings and welcome to the Everything Agriculture Show. It's another Friday evening. You could be doing anything else. Let me say greetings to the folks in Oli and Lyamega, which is your first time listener, is the indigenous name for St. Kitts and Nevis. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in on this Friday evening. It's another weekend. You could be doing any other thing. So we really can't take you guys for granted. Remember, the Everything Agriculture Show is an educational show, a community show. Here we speak on all that is good when it comes to the interests and the benefit of human being and the existent. This evening, we'll have our usual guests, our co-host, Yahsonn and this evening we have a young lad here, Kevin Hanley, who is an audience. So before we get into that, let me say good evening to the folks in the diaspora, the folks in the neighboring islands, St. Barth, St. Martin, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the BVI, also the folks over in the Windward and the Leeward Island, and the folks in North America, also in Asia, in Europe, wherever you are from time zone. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in on this another Indian Culture Show. This evening, our topic will focus on the Indian Castle Orchid, which was once the food basket of Nevis. It was designed as a food bank in case when it comes to stuff like food security, food shortage, in case of serious wars and stuff like that, we can have somebody to fall back on, and in a way of also bringing down the importation of coconuts, and also at a point where we can export coconuts and export other fruits and stuff like that. And that is what the main thing. So we're going to be looking back at how that came about, also some of the production came out of it, and the state of where it's at for leading and going on 3 years. This will make 3 years since it's been under disrepair and being neglected, and there's people that is there and full, and no one is being held accountable. So we're going to get into that conversation. But before we get into that conversation, Kevin, relax yourself. Relax, everything will be right. Just relax yourself, and don't be doing too much of moving and stuff like that. Yahsonn, good evening. How you doing?
Well, I am giving thanks. It's a pleasure to be here on another Friday evening and another edition of Everything Agriculture. As usual, agriculture is something that we are very passionate about and very committed to. And so, whenever it comes to anything that has to do with agriculture, it would definitely be something that we would get emotional about and would really want to express and see the best for St. Kitts and Nevis, the Caribbean, and as many people as we can as possible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the engagement this evening. I'm looking forward to the discussion. I'm looking forward to having a little conversation with Kevin as well, and I just really get into some things this evening. So yeah, give thanks everybody. Want to be able to tell everybody to remember to go on over to the YouTube platform, subscribe to the platform, click on the notification bell so that you're informed every time that we have a program here on Real Entertainment Network. And so yeah, look forward to the engagement this evening, Bankie.
Yes. Also remember the Everything Agriculture Show is sponsored by Shabba's Organics and Master's Last Stop and Island Flavors. That's for all your taxis and to take you around the island and tours and stuff like that. So this evening, as I said, our co-host will be young Kevin Hanley. Kevin is a good friend. His parents is friend of myself because I go to school with his mom, and his dad is my friend for over 30 years. He's one of those person. Rogue, big up yourself, daily bread, you know that yellow boss. Man called Rogue, very skillful, when it one of the best carpenter on the island. And when we come to number one, tint man making number plates, whatever carpentry, beds, dressers, is just Rogue is one of them person. Once I call and he can make it, he'll make it. So it's someone you just don't take for granted. Kevin, I realized Kevin had the interest when it come to calling in on radios and stuff like that. And you must have to give a young man credit. Most adults in have the guts. They'll vomit, they'll shut up. You put them in front of mic, they have to run to the bathroom and put a pump upon them because they just get fright. So you got to give credit when you see young people have the passion. You have to give them the encouragement. Cause he can be your co-host one of these days. So the opportunity from time to time, that's why I know we did it before in 2020 Vision when I was at the time, and so these are things is the right thing to do when you see the talent in guys in some young people. You try to use it as much as your exposure and give them the opportunity, even just to sit in and chill for a little bit, and it goes a long way. Okay, because many adults will meet me and speak. Well, come on the show. The running was than the running monkey, but they have all the talk, but would not come and face the public. So, Kevin, gotta big up yourself, enough respect, and welcome to the Everything Agriculture Show. So, tell the listening audience who Kevin is and who are your parents and stuff like that, and your grandparents.
Good evening, listening audience, those who listen via YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. This is Kevin Hanley.
Sit up, just sit back, Kevin. Just like speak like that. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Kevin Hanley. The famous Kevin in Nevis. No stranger to the platform. I call always calling to say what I have to say, and I'm glad to be here as always. I enjoy, I just relax and I enjoy, I just ready to speak and be and just want it to be social. So my father is Rogue Ricky Arlen Hanley, who everybody know me as Rogue. Bus driver, the yellow bus daily bread. He used to be silver, but
Yes.
yellow now. Yeah. My mother work at Rams carrying Cranston. She work at Rams and she work at the nursing home. My grandfather, my
Yeah, go ahead.
my my grandfather is Everson Allen, better known as Colonel, and Yahsonn would know him. Yeah, Colonel.
Yes,
I
of
see him in town
course.
sometimes with a walker. Yeah.
Yes. And your grandma?
My grandmother is Rosalind Cranston.
Yes. Well, I work with your mom for years at the agriculture department. I mean, she have worked with, dedicate her time for over 30 over 40 plus years. And I think it's about time somewhere in government road should have a sign, even going up the area where she live at or whatever it is, named after her. Because a lot of people have contributed their time within the community, and it's about time we name and these people should remember in as a different aspect throughout the society. So this evening we're going to be speaking about. But Kevin, I know home by your grandma driving past the shores in a garden and plant? What is some of the stuff you see your grandma plant home in the garden?
Squash,
What
and
else?
coconut, coconut tree,
Yeah, but I know
jelly,
she the plants. I know usually at the
and
front of the
and
house she
ups,
plant. Okay.
and ups too.
Yes. All right. Good. So do you have do you have an interest when it come to farming, agriculture? What do you help out at times when she doing her work?
Yeah,
So what you help
yeah.
do?
Water
Huh?
the coconut tree.
Okay, that's all. What about the other food? The other remember the coconut you could take that boat, you know. But I'm to the ups and the tomatoes. Cause you got a lot of tomatoes
Yeah,
and bell peppers and Caesar pepper. Huh? Cause
yeah,
I know you like to
yeah,
eat, you know. Cause when I pass, I know you have your big bowl in your hand. Cause your grandmother feed you well. So now you have got your big bowl and the porch there. This mother eat early the yeah, so people are sleeping up on the porch at 6 o'clock with a big bowl, you know, food, you know. So he grandmother feed them well. So well, and that is a good thing about it,
well,
eh?
Banky, do you
Yes.
mind if I share some brief stuff about myself?
Well, let's get into it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. One thing about myself, right? One thing people like about me is my personality, and it's very important. I can speak. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
easygoing. Mean hard to get along with. Mean miserable. Mean nothing. If you ask me a question, I would answer you. I would not tell you if you knows you or not. I would answer you one time. Like I just respectful and say good morning. But some people don't like when you say good morning to everybody because some people ain't welcoming. So sometimes you have to know who to talk to and who not to talk to. So you go
Beautiful.
choose people that because some people just mystic, eh? They want to be disturbed. They just want to be alone, so they just
Of course.
leave people alone. Not being friendly, but
Nice.
if you be too friendly, if you be too friendly, people gonna feel uncomfortable and feel discomfort. So
Yes.
some people in
Nice.
some people just different.
Definitely. All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yahsonn, that was young Kevin Hanley, and we'll get back to Kevin as the shows goes by. So we'll get into the discussion. And remember, this show is a part of you all to call in. We'll give it the telephone number is 662-1869-662-7196. And we'll be reading your text and message and stuff like that. So we're at this point because Yahsonn, throughout the years, everywhere I go on a regular basis, everyone will be asking me in the countryside, where we're going Nevis, where they think it's what's going on with Indian Castle, what's going on going on with your farm and that project and stuff like that. I will tell them, I mean, it's been a while. I mean, I'm focused. I will dedicate my time. I'm not with the department no more, so I can't speak on that. But you'll hear, I'll get a lot of information how the place has been neglected, or if people visit my farm, they would ask, well, I visited the area, and the area is really, really in poor condition. I have some friends came over from St. Kitts the other day and they told me they went there and their farmer said, well, so how was it? It was, I think it was this last Sunday ago, and they said, boy, you could see things that need water. So if a farmer going to say that, and I know the place haven't been getting water in over 2.5 years since I've left there, because December will make 3 years. And this is something people would ask the Premier about in his press conference, Indian Castle. I know the last couple of weeks ago, and the Let's Talk show, Mr. Spencer Vern had spoke about that the last agriculture open day prior just went the 30th anniversary, that they had melons and pumpkins and squash and sorrels and stuff like that came out of that area. But the last time I knew any sorrel came out of that area, I had a whole acre of sorrel planted that area. But before I get into that, before the Indian Castle Orchid project came up, one day the former PS, Mr. Sergeant, told me they want to rehabilitate the area because the area been just been there. It's over 35 acres and less than 2.5, less than, say 5 acres, less than 5 acres was under production and poorly under production too. We have a stuff going on there. The whole place been overgrown, just like when it's a pasture, we know what pasture mean. Pasture mean like you the same area as if over on the south side. We call that a pasture that we're speaking about where they want to give destiny so people can have a pretty much understanding the area. The place was fence because before when I came out of school, that was the first place they placed me first. So then I'd make sure fence the place properly. So he had proper fencing and stuff like that. So when done after a few years, I guess they wanted to rehabilitate it and stuff like that. Then they told me they want me so I know there wasn't kind of still I don't so I tell them I don't have an interest in really going back down there. I was enjoy doing my extension and doing stuff. And then after a year, they came back again. Then I say, okay then. And then I agree. Because this was coming from the minister Jeffers, which at the time have been pressuring the farmer peers to encourage me to take the project because they had the confidence I can cope with something and just turn it into something beautiful. But what I've realized in the department is agro processing always lacking a lot of sour sap, a lot of gooseberries, and fruits is something that is always, especially indigenous fruits, the pomegranate, the sour sap, the sugar apple, the custard apple, the we call it the a lot of different type of citrus along with the shaddocks and stuff like and different and just different varieties of fruits and fruits. But at the same time, you can still plant in vegetables incorporate in between of them to help with that at least the schools can benefit along with the community and the hospital because it was be a place and it's also the main important thing is to show that navies don't have any square inch of bad land and they can turn a dry land that was arid and into an area that can cool and the same thing you bring business within the community of Gingerland because these things are very important. Because growing up as
And
a youth, Indian Castle is one of those places I will go with my uncle Vino, because he was a butcher, look for animals, and then horse race was keeping in that area. So it's something different coming from the town and going to the country. It was like you're going on a tour of Nevis in a sense like that. So I decided to take on the project. I mean, we sit with the peers. We decide take a aerial view of the area from Google Earth and tell me the best highway, how the best we're gonna decide to go about it. We decide to turn it into an orchard. You'll have stuff that you can use in agro processing, stuff to take into marketing at the same time, and the same thing create employment. You have people in the village. You can also employ people in the village at the same time. Can you look at the whole art overall aspect, and then you can expand as needed. There was a lot of negativity on that project. A lot of negative for years from it in the department, from outside the department. It became political. It was a waste of time. The whole world hear it. So we have to go over that. Okay, the whole world hear it. I get in word from NRP people. See me make CCM good. I may get word from pressure from CCM people. You understand? So it's just like a comedy show because it show how petty both sides are and can't even see the interest when someone doing something to save their own life. And that just show me how arrogant people can be. And so-called the best educated people, the most degrees, and they tend to use the word 98 point madness. Okay? So come project, and half of this project, many people from all over Nevis. Small trucks, big truck, excavators, backhoes, people who are into selling drip lines, whether it's over by your Brenters, whether it's over in St. Kitts, whether it's by Law, even people selling fruit cheese, whether it's in Jessup, wherever it is. Once they call and when it's needed, people benefited. So from the records I left, over 90 people benefited off of Indian Castle project. Okay? And no one was owed. We ain't hear no scandal about the project where this man buy this, nothing. Smooth sailing, done. Okay? Production came out of down there. Bananas, all types, silk, long banana, cassavas, special type of squash, different varieties of watermelon, thousands and thousands of pounds. Most production ever in all the agricultural 30 years of over existing. Ever. All the melons come out of agriculture open for the last 30 years, never exceeded 2,500 pounds. And nobody can say and repeat what I say. The data needed to show it. And the data needed to show what I have produced. Truckloads. I see the Hino trucks that have around here. some 4-yard trucks and 5-yard trucks, or some melon that come out the Indian Castle. Okay? By the loads. And when they don't still have all the melon there, when people schools and come to visit, they still get melon out of the farm. You understand? I must big up Hastings, Daniel, I got to big up Hastings. He was always live with inside me. Apart from being my daughter, godfather. Hastings always come to Indian Castle. It wasn't if he was the agriculture minister. The only people who come down Indian Castle more than Hastings was Zook Jeffers. The minister Eric never come down there. He not gonna interest in down there. He live down there. He not gonna shame. He not ready yet. The evidence just shows. Unless in for a show to bring the elderly down there, he not gonna business down there. He not come and down there he live. You understand? Hasty will come weekly. Sometimes I wonder how the hell facing find the melon him. He's a boy, this melon can hide. Never a dull moment. And he'll always bring his brother and stuff like that and all kind of people. He will always be remembered with his personalities. He'll say, Gaskell and his family will come down and walk the whole place. And they'll come back and say, Bankie, we're always laughing after you. How you get this done? Virgin, I hear all kind of stories from all kind of people and I just smile. Because if it's one thing, if you're going to make the Virgin, no place in Nevis is dry. Israel is a desert. Okay? The plants don't know where it's at. All the plants need is to make the condition and the environment favorable. Water, nutrients, and once the plant starts to sustain itself, no matter how hot the place be, just make sure water is there when you want it at all times throughout the day. It will adapt and survive. I have some of the best specialists, pest technician, Oscar Leibon, who teach PhD out of Miami, visited that farm along with the PS was right next to him. He said, this is my vacation I've just begun. Blown away, didn't know this place was in Nevis, and he was going to use that area as one of his practical to show how crop can adapt to that environment and stuff like that. One of the things he told me that I didn't do at the same time was put some bananas in an area and some windbreak at one of the far end at the farm. We went to St. Kitts and get some special breed of banana, over 500 sucker from up in where Timothy from. Where Timothy from? I hear the name again. Yahsonn. Tabernacle. Yes. By Zook and Zook Farm. Zook, big up yourself. Zook out there, so doing, man in the 80s, still a burn coal. And I do farming. And you understand? Yes. And get some
Bankie.
special breed of bananas from him. I'll come in, Kevin. Take your time. Okay? Over 500 suckers. Apparently, after I left, they pluck up all the bananas, all the sugar cane. So there's no banana down there to this day. So I left over 5 acres. Sugar cane patch, over 4,000 coconut, and it's about jelly cheese, different varieties, local one here to make sugar cakes and stuff like that. Over 600 lime trees, shaddock, all dead. Lime tree, citrus patch, them dead. Guavas by the hundreds dead. Sugar apple tree, dead. Pomegranate, hundreds dead. There's some that is there or to the front, struggling because of plants they be. The universe know you want to kill we out and we're here to survive, to provide oxygen for you. St. Kitts is down there cleaning a project called Nature Project. We did Tobasco SARS project where they want to plant Tobasco, but right now they're planting over 5 acres of sweet potato. It's hundreds of acres they want to go into coconut trees and fruit trees at the orchard. They love half the fruit tree orchard. So that was part of the same development. So they are going into an orchard to emulate what Nevis have. Okay? And we are destroying what we have. As we speak, the premier is supposed to be sent back to the delegation. So an activity is going on there. And the one who is in charge of Indian Castle destruction, the chief extension officer, the premier and Ministry of Tourism, going to work with that same person when the premier to send back one jelly. The same jelly to them Indian Castle, Virgin. The universe can't make up these things in the Virgin. It's just to show how the universe works, my Virgin. The same person who mash up the Indian Castle, is on a chip to take picture and delegate and all kind of something. So you know, so we reward mediocrity and failures. So unless the premier enjoy being a failure, because he is the commander in chief, and that's what I tell him, you in charge, you know, because your deputy select that same gentleman, Mr. Reed, and put him down there, you know, put him at Indian Castle, and know that gentleman had nothing good to say about Indian Castle, you know. When I left everything in place with Marvin Lewis, and Marvin Lewis was recommended by the PS also. The minister Eric said he no want Marvin in charge. Marvin in charge. Well, what would this do the man? Would this not do the man nothing? Would this is well trained to handle it, to do the work, the mash up everything. All you doing down there, you hear me say here all the time, I recommend to shut down Indian Castle project. Just shut it down. It don't make sense to go there cutting some grass. You have most of the place overgrown with acacia trees. You plow and destroy the place. I encourage every Nevis and those who saw the West when they come home to visit Indian Castle. The premier just in his last press conference was telling me, he's saying, when I was there, I had this and whatever, and now they're trying to get it back together. Get back what together, Virgin? What are you talking about? Ain't no way, no way, no one can destroy. This is $1 million project, you know. And this was supposed to expand to a second phase where land have been cleaned again, you know, and overgrown back with bush, you know. So I have some videos there. Before I get to the videos, I want to hear what Kevin have to say, and then Yahsonn have to say, and then we'll get into some of the videos, how the project gets started. You all can see the vast area of the land, and then we can get back into some of the discussion and show how the place look after then. Kevin?
The last time I went to Indian Castle, that was November 2021. That was on a Saturday. I can't remember is the 20 something or whatever. I went down there with my father. He was doing some work down there. He was doing some carpentry down there. And I asked going to Castle, and the acres they have down there is 35 acres, and they have 300 and not 300, 3,000 fruit trees. And I go there all the time. I go there for field trip. Yeah, I go there like field trip, like we camp or anything. I just go there.
Yes. All right, beautiful. Many schools, even people from St. Kitts, I mean, we'll have some of the pictures to show delegation from all over, and this project was also used as the model for the 2030 agenda, which was 2025. Yes, son?
And also, he has some deep wells. You have how much wells down there? About 400 and down there very deep. I think it's two wells.
Yes. You have different wells around the compound, and the compound itself, you have about two, but you have one mainly, which are usually show those who visiting close to house area. Yes, son, anything?
Well, I used to listen to you when I was overseas, and see a lot of the videos and all of the pictures and so on of Indian Castle, and was very happy with what I was hearing, what I was seeing, and then even during the COVID time, I always remember vividly that discussion with the young brother there from I think it's Saint Vincent, Dominica, somewhere around some one of those islands, Young Hope, who is an economist and accountant and whatever. He was talking about how the project, the Indian Castle project, seemingly is like model that the Caribbean should be looking at in relation to, food security and a serious effort in regards to the 25 agenda, which was one of the big things that was on the issue on the table at the time. And so it all goes well for Nevis, especially in that crucial time. It demonstrated the fact that we could with um, with the assistance of and the innovation that you brought to be able to put together a project like this that demonstrated foresight, because it was not just about being able to feed and sustain the island for this time alone. But when you're looking at fruit trees, you're talking about trees that, after they start bearing, it will be bearing annually, whether it's once a year, twice a year, depending on what kind of fruits they are. And so that was just like a true vision. And then to see and hear what I am seeing today is truly a disappointment. Truly a disappointment on a lot of fronts. Um, Mainly because of the monies that have been invested, and we're talking about the fact that it's a crunch time. We hear the government's talking about, they don't have money to do this and they don't have money to do that. But then you look at that project, and then even the project next door, because there were some lands adjacent to that property, which they said that they were going to set up a phase 2, which they would have invested about almost $500,000 to just clean it up. And they did not do anything, from what I understand from you as well, that there would have been some serious investment in relation to all of the wires and poles and so on to fence that property. And so you're talking about $500,000 to clean the property. And then I don't know how much of hundreds of thousands of dollars would have been spent in terms of fencing and poles and all of these things to get the property properly secured. And all that seemingly down the drain, because at this point, if anything is supposed to be done on that land again, it's gonna need cleaning again. And I would want to think that it's in a worse condition than Indian Castle is at this point. But it's very disappointing, like you said. I hear you made a plea to folks who are coming back home to visit Indian Castle. But I would not just appeal to people who are living overseas coming home. I would appeal to people here on the island, because I, like you, listened to. There was a point I was listening to the Let's Talk program, and I heard that night when Naya, Conrad Naya Liber, who we had on the program a couple of weeks ago here on the topics, he challenged the minister in relation to, the project and what was taking place down there. He knew what was happening down there, and he knew the vision, and he understand the need for a project like that. And he was criticizing what is taking place right now. And the present minister, Mr. Ban, would have challenged him on what is going on there and let him know that, they have been harvesting things from down there in a regular, and they would have been harvesting things for the agricultural fair, which would have been pretty soon around the corner at that point. He challenged him to actually even take him on a trip down there for himself, because Naya was saying that he has not been there for at least 3 months. And so, Naya was able to concede that, well, maybe some things could have changed in 3 months. But I would have taken a trip down there myself last week. They had a long holiday, and I would have taken a trip, down. They happened to be down in the region, and I decided to pass and see for myself. And I don't see any evidence of any jelly or any coconuts, as they're talking about, coming from down there. I don't see any evidence of anything, so to speak. I stand to be corrected, so maybe I need as well to get an invitation from Mr. Brand himself so he could take me inside, because all I'm seeing is from the outside. So I'm gonna let people know that all I was seeing is from the outside. The property is fenced. I did not go inside. I was able to pan the camera around on the inside and see what's going on from my vantage point. But from my vantage point, what I see is a lot of the coconut trees are dying and struggling. I don't see if what is happening there is to continue without any irrigation to those trees and plants and proper care to those plants. I don't see any production from any of those coconut trees. If so, very small, and maybe there might be an drop off or something like that. And similarly with the fruit trees, I recognize one or two pomegranate trees, as you say, and they're struggling. Most of the fruit trees to the front are struggling. I mean, there's a piece of land that is plowed, so I don't know if that area that was plowed is the area that maybe some things were harvested from, or that area was
Yes,
plowed
son, that
after.
area was plowed a year ago, it just replowed again. That's
But
that area had the banana trees,
we don't know. We don't know.
Can they
We
never
don't know if
plant
anything
nothing,
was
so they just
planted
help and
in
left
between
plow
there.
again.
But I don't know
What
when
is
on
it
the
tell
final.
you?
I want to get on the benefit of the doubt that maybe something was planted in between a year.
Grass were planted and harvested. Yes, of course.
Banky,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, at the agriculture fair, right? I was walking around looking for you because as I hear you mention, you'll be out there with some cannabis trees, and he said, why am I see banking away? Macy banking away, so it's sad that he wasn't up there.
Yes. We'll get to that. We're not we can get to that. That's minor matters. That the least. Go ahead, your son.
But yeah, so I mean, I am looking forward to getting a tour myself to see what is it that I am missing. But from what I would have seen on my visit, I did a couple of videos myself to just to hold for the record's sake that this is what I see. So it's not that it was an image, a mirage, or maybe I, I something blinded my vision for the couple of minutes that I drove by. So I made sure that I documented it, right? But um, in these times with what's going on, Banky, it's sad that something like that has gotten to where it is, and that not enough attention is being placed on it. There's too much things that's happening around us for us not to be very as serious as we should be in terms of food security, and to have a food orchard that is designed to deal with some of the things that we're dealing with. I mean, in recent times, we're hearing about this cruise ship that is, and actually they're saying somebody from St. Kitts and Nevis or some persons from St. Kitts and Nevis was on this cruise ship that is supposed to have on this new variant of some virus similar to the COVID and so on, and so you might find people might be having lockdown because there's threats of being locked down again. Um, you you find that the wars that's taking place is raising the cost of fuel and fertilizer, and it will also put at risk the importation of things like seeds and other implements that may be needed in the agricultural sector and so on. And so there is more than ever, and then again we are heavily dependent on imports again. And so now more than ever we really should, and this is where something like that should have been at the point now where, because this was done about 5 years ago, you put that in place, everything over there would have been at the point now where they're fruiting at different seasons, whatever season they're supposed, whether it's the shaddock, whether it's the avocado, whether it's the guavas, whether it's the gooseberries, whether it's the coconuts, whether it's the whatever that was out there, we would have been at the point where we would have had enough for us to be able to agro process, value add, add value to, package, label, and possibly maybe even ship to overseas. Have the shelves in the supermarket stocked out, have the little guest houses and the restaurants and the hotels and so stocked out. These are the longer term vision. But I really, Banky, I am disappointed. I am really disappointed. I would really love to see though. I'm still gonna got a little hope. So, Mr. Ban, I need for you to give me extend that invitation to me, so we can go on that trip down to Indian Castle. So you can show me what you say is happening there that I am missing out.
No, your son, the chip don't need to be wasted. The whole cabinet, along with the Ministry and Department of Agriculture, along with the people of Nevis, from around the island, load up all the school buses and everybody go down there and call it and to see the place. And if them feel comfortable themselves, the locals them from I know the people from Gingerland don't feel good about it. Cause even people speaking to the minister about it, he telling them if another place stop, if I would not stop.
Well,
And
so
that
that is what I said to you. That is what I said to you earlier when you said you have an invitation, you're inviting the people who come back home, and so that's why I said I'm not even going as far as them who come back home. I want them who are here already to
yes.
just go and see for themselves, because I was really convinced when I listened to Mr. Brand and the Let's Talk program. I was
And that is
convinced that
and these are the problem. You see, and these are the problem, eh?
something like
When people listening, you see, these are the problem we're having here too. Why people overseas are easily fooled when people say things, they just go and run with it because they are politician and they support a party or because it's so convincing. Me ain't in that, you know. Whatever a man said to me, I go see things for myself. I don't swallow stuff like that. Because painting a pretty picture, and that's what I'm asking for Mr. Brand at the same time. He need to apologize because he know. Cause I gonna show picture where Mr. Brand and the whole cabinet down there, and I know he went down. When the last time he came down there is when that came back with Lupinacci, when that clean outside the building. There was a church, and they come back because they had some interest. No, the building is cleaned and secured. They came back with Lupinacci in the school bus because the place was now used as a part of as a guide tour, as part of the estate. Because of fence, extend the fence to preserve the building where people stealing the stones. So those things wasn't happening before. The thing I have done in that area that have never been done, even the fishermen them who wanted water, access to the make sure fix the water system, run your line, access to the beach where turtles the bait along the fence. Things that needed to be done in that community for years. Years never been done. They've been asking for help. And the minister himself not even looking at the maps and anything. But technician, we're going to show some videos and some pictures of how the place was after cleaning up. And also I want to big up the prisoners because when apart from started the project, and big up Culture Desmond Bartlett, who was the one who was responsible for putting in the irrigation system, the 6-inch line, 4-inch line, 2-inch line, and setting up all the saddles. And he was the driving force of the waterman behind that. And big up Roger Hanley at Water Department, who let me know the water system is good and is enough to run the estate and don't affect the Hanley's Road area. Unless in the dry season, if it's needed, they will communicate. But apart from that, it's smooth sailing. Water is more than enough. Because before anything was done, I make sure consult. I even had Floyd Robinson came down there with his technical team because they was moving towards the next phase to hook up a well to the farm where we came off the farm, because that was the next process we was working in. The Taiwan Michael Lin Excellency had came over to visit it, to invested some funding and different stuff. So everything was well forward to do on phase 2. So technicians show me say when you're ready for it to start, put up show the videos, and then after the videos, we can start open the line and start accepting calls. Okay, so this area here is when the whole area have been cleaned, and now, as you can see, we're running out drip line. No plowing is just running out drip. This area here, we was going to plant some onion in this area here. Okay, so this is how the place have been cleaned now, completely clean. And this is the next area here where we started setting up those planted. This area we put in sugarcane and some other stuff in this, along with some coconut tree. But these are the prisoners we had to get for at least 2 weeks. So I want to big up the guys at the prison farm over there in Rush. Big up Pemberton and his team over there, who always is welcoming when it comes to assisting us at Indian Castle. Got to big up them guys. They're doing some good farming over there. So this is the area of the estate after we'd finished planting it out. It takes us from after the Easter down till Juve morning, August 1st. So from Easter, that's April, May, June, July, August. From start to finish, from clean to the tip, clean from the tip to the back. As you see, the whole place, not a square inch left back. I also want to big up Marcus, who had came in and do the stonework around the historical building and stuff like that. This people was the team I had to do on that a large amount of area. There's a young lady next to me there, Heidi Tyson. She was doing her studies in Costa Rica. She's now running the propagation area at agriculture department. Very, very talented young lady. Heidi, big up yourself. She now working at the department, and she did an intern at Indian Castle. At the end there, that's George Hunt, the taller one next to Nabil, and next to Nabil is Gaza, that's me there, and Heidi next to me, and then sister, Pastor Kelly, sister, at Zion there, beautiful worker who are retired now, and the man at the end there, my foreman, Marvin, DJ Woodis. These are the people we had. 5 workers apart from Heidi being an assistant came in. Nobody else. Okay? Did all the work there. Here, everything is in full bloom now, as you can see. Visitors. These are people from overseas coming in from other places, Caribbean countries, heard about it. So the whole place was designed into lots, and the whole farm was automated. Dripped out, automated. Automated. You ain't got it. Here you have school children. You see all the buses? All right. Full place is in bloom. The most visited place when function. Here you have children. And if you look in the back, with them children in the back, all of them hand got in watermelon. Okay? And
Bankie.
melon have been harvested. Kevin, we are coming to you. Wait, relax yourself. Okay? All these, as you can see, is melon. Here is a delegation came from Tobago. The young lady there, she's the one who's in charge, and the other was a part of our team. Wanted this project in Tobago, and behind of them, you're seeing this was one of the chart where to show you how everything is set up color code, which is planted in which area, and then you have a next plot of the design of the irrigation system. All those signs there are rotten down and fall apart on the ground. They're not even take them up. Okay, that's how bad it is now. Here, as you see, this is the premiere after the whole place have been set up, and his whole cabinet behind him. Behind him, you see the legal advisor along with the other staff members them in the back. Spencer Brown was there, Alexis Jeffers, and all the rest. Technician, here is some of the fruits that have been available. Bananas. More banana. This banana patch was over an acre. Okay? That ain't there no more. this banana was an acre banana in this area. And in the next area, had in 3 acres. The next area, 2 acres. The gooseberries. So this is a place where there's nothing can go in. Remember, from the smartest of the smartest to the most technical, so nothing can go. So this was the worst thing ever. And everyone benefited from this. Go ahead, technician. Right here, as the eye can see, is over an acre of sorrel. This area, we harvested sorrel for up to 6 months. 6 months. Okay? And still harvested sorrel for agriculture open day. Here, these melons were harvested, ready to go ahead in for agriculture open day 2022. And we had to haul out about 4 of those truckloads of melon. And that's of one event. Here, these are the melons them here. See them? Along with all these are sorrel. See sorrel? Over 400 bags of sorrel. You see them? Sorrel. You see them? Sorrel.
That is at 8 o'clock.
All right, and that's the voice of the farmer PSD. All right. So maybe these are the sorrel Mr. Brown be talking about in 2022. But there ain't nothing, not even one of that we all know scallion look like it. Not even one of that harvested since I've left. And the good thing about working in the ministry, everything is recorded. I can't you drop off a weight one place, everything is sent to a next channel, until whatever is collected. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Technician? So now we can go in to show now how the place is.
Sign of Indian Castle, which was once the famous Indian Castle Orchid. You see, they don't even care about
the sign.
The bush all over the sign.
See, the bush all over the sign.
When I go over there,
now this is how it is now.
Video, let me see what is
Neglect. Not even the sign they're looking at. No pride. Okay. So now we're going to move into approaching the orchard and see what's going on there. Next video, technician.
See the tree?
Okay, here.
See that? Let me have a
this area here,
and workers down here every day.
you're looking at
And have a manager.
avocado trees them that
Mr.
died
Steve
down.
Reed, who is the
From
chief
Gunnock.
extension officer. You know. If I was working here, I would have dumped in here by 6:30 or 4:57. See all this is pomegranate in this area here. See, you have a few of them there still struggling. And then behind the pomegranate was all sugar apple. I have over 300 sugar apples in the area. It's like a ball field, like a golf park. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Then this section here coming up by this first set of coconut. Coconut trees they must try, you know. The plants must struggle. They mean they not give up. Because they know this is to save the people that need this in the time to come. So the plants must struggle. Still a short fruit, but they put them a drop off. Okay? If these are getting no kind of water. After the coconut was over 35 shaddock trees. Alright. Just show you know, because it's a production of motor down here. See, not even beside them at all. Not even the fence on the top. You see that? These are shaddock.
Coconut trees, some varieties.
You see that there? That's a shaddock tree. So drop it up, and you had over 35 inside here. All day, nothing. See, coconut trees must struggle. This coconut tree is supposed to be in full bloom. And let they just plant. Half an acacia trees inside the plants. This next section here was spice guava, and the next strawberry guava. Come straight down. Like you got one or two a survey, but all was dead out. So now more than 10 left, and then you had over 100 plants inside there. Below them there was more citrus. Dead. So over 600 citrus trees dead, and people are out for line. Okay? Dead. All these coconut trees, as the eye can see. All in coconut trees there. Supposed to be fruiting. As far as the eye can see.
Next video.
It's a real shame.
Okay. Look at these coconut trees and the pressure.
Responsible for this. This is a food bank. I
Pressure.
think it's a Nevis. And see what I got see what I got it? This is over on the side which part you have. But see this? It's an electrical fence. See me hold it? Now walk and nobody can. Electrical fence now walk. See me hand there? We're supposed to get shocked. See ya? Push your trigger and all around.
This is at coming up to the front. Area there where you see how a lot of pomegranate and some mango trees. What is existing is trying their best to survive, even though they're getting water for over 2 years. And you have a staff there working every day, you know, getting pay. And a manager and a foreman. Okay? So you see, we have money to waste.
Indian Castle Orchid present. Just take, to drive through, see what's going on for myself, so I can listen to hearsay and have some factual information for myself. I can see these trees are not getting any water. It's pretty obvious that there's no irrigation, and you know that these trees are going to be producing anything. Look at the coconut trees, they are thirsty for water. Oh man, these are coconut trees that the premier said that should be doing all of these coconuts and we should be exporting to St. Bart's. I don't quite think so. It's definitely going to be. Let's see if there are others They look like there's some that might be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to see those bigger ones are actually, maybe producing anything. But you can see that the leaves are dry and are yellowing. Absolutely no water, no irrigation. Pipes are running to these, and if so, they're definitely not getting any water. So, yeah.
That is supposed to go to Eric.
Wow.
The people of Hanley's Road and
So we see some bigger coconut trees. So let's see if
the people who go to
by chance
every member of the year,
those bigger ones
yeah.
actually have coconuts on them.
I don't know.
Looks like somebody started to do some pruning.
So those who support these things, yeah.
But, yeah. I am definitely not seeing the thousands of coconuts, and I'm not seeing anything that is possibly harvested from here. Yeah, so I don't know, like these trees are literally like dying. If somebody don't come and really take care of these coconut trees, I don't think they're actually gonna be harvesting any coconuts. They might just die, and this is what I'm seeing here. This place really needs some attention, some serious attention. Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good. Mango Fest is coming up, Culturama is coming up. I'm sure folks who are out there would want to come back home and see this. Those who would have come and seen this when it was active. This thing here, I mean, I would have seen videos, I would have heard Bankie spoken about it. I would have seen pictures from Bankie back in the day when, this was up and running. And, I mean, Honorable Dan, I am going to take you and your opportunity and your offer to tour over here, because maybe I'm on the outside and maybe there are things on the inside that I am not seeing. So maybe there are some other things that you can show me that is being cultivated inside here, and that probably was is harvested that we really don't know about. I see a section over here where it is freshly plowed, so I don't know if maybe it is in that area that something was harvested from. But look at these plants here. These plants here. These plants here, you can see that they ain't get water for a long time. And they're pomegranates. Pomegranates is, very good for men and the prostate. And so, if you really care about the men, instead of waiting until they get prostate and telling them to go by Dr. Twist to check and so they're preventative things. And, pomegranate is one. And you have some pomegranates here, but you're not taking care of them. So, do you really care for the men? I really don't know. Let's look at these fruit trees here. Whatever other kind of fruit trees, we would have invested in. It's $1 million project. From what I understand, it's $1 million was invested in this project. And, we have $1 million just like sitting here, like, abandoned. I understand people work here, but I don't know. I really don't know. Look at this. That looks like maybe some soursop or something out there. But soursop, they might have some guavas and so on over on the other side over there. Man, somebody made an effort to really, set up Nevis in a way that, Nevis could be self-sufficient in food in the long run. But somebody is dropping the ball and somebody is trying to fool somebody. So, Mr. Bunn, I heard your comment on the Let's Talk program, and I heard you challenged Naya to Yeah, so I don't know, like these trees are literally like dying. If somebody don't come out,
Now tell me, look at the condition of these trees here. Look at them. And this whole place. See the trees them there? Far along, dead. The whole place overgrown to the back. You can't even drive through the gutter, so we got to drive straight around. Look at the trees them. See the trees them there? So the trees are far along and dead now. It's a shame. It's a real shame. The whole cabinet, the whole Department of Agriculture Ministry responsible for this. This is a food bank for St. Kitts and Nevis. And see what I got the see what I got it? See? This is over on the side, which part you have. But see this? This electrical fence. See me hold it? Now walk. And nobody came. Electrical fence.
We good now?
So all those are part of the tour. Look at the building.
Okay. That was a building there that the gentleman used to live in. And that's the area where the well was. So as you all can see, okay, this here was the second phase that was cleaned, as you're seeing right there. That was the second phase that was cleaned that Yahsonn mentioned, that when the film mentioned over a check of over $400,000. That's the last check you can remember. Cleaned and go back up with bush. So it is there, no accountability. You can't make up the things. Yes, when we're still talking about this thing, right? And I end up down there because one of my good friend, who is a very close friend of the premier, very close friend, because someone keep telling him, yeah, production coming out of down there, and he said, boy, I need to go. And he came and picked me up and took me down there over the weekend. And a matter of fact, today he called me and said, boy, I can't process this. I still can't get over this. I can't process it. I said, you don't process it, though? Is your partner supposed to be blamed? But here the commander-in-chief, you understand? Because he allowed his deputy to handpick someone who don't have no interest, and now he gone traveling to St. Bart's and a mango whatever event down there celebrate with failing people. So the premiere should be on the 26th of this month, at the end of the month. So now he'll give us an update how much jelly was exported to St. Bart's and what was the mango event down there and all this different stuff and all the different sorrows exported to St. Bart's. Because I mean, remember, you walk with the expert when you come to running the agriculture department. That's the chief extension officer, may say, is in charge, of Indian Castle project, going on the last 3 years, no produce nothing for none of the last 3 open day. But are the minister best friend? Minister right hand man is the golden child of the CCM, the government that is in power. Is the Calypsonian son, as the school children them say. So they can't do nothing about it. The premier and the failure is traveling together. How can the premier go on a plane and go celebrate and to send Barcy and send jelly to that one all this thing? And the man who mash it up, you can't make up things. You see how the universe work? I didn't know this thing would have happened, but look how everything aligned. Nothing is coincidental. Okay? These are things that are tangible. And those who support these things, where the mind frame is, because you don't want jelly, you don't want things. And these are stuff people could have gone and get. So what's up, whatever it is right there. People, the lines are opened. We're going to take in some of the comments, Yahsonn, and listen for any phone call coming in the meanwhile. Kevin, you wanted to say anything before we get into the comments?
The picture that you showed is cool. The buses and the train them holding a watermelon. That was Green Camp. That was April 2022. That was on a Tuesday afternoon.
Okay, beautiful. Memory good, memory sharp.
Yeah, man. Well, Bankie, I want to take the opportunity to encourage all those who are listening at this point to, while we're going to get into the comments, take a second and go on over to our YouTube platform, click on the notification bell, subscribe, like it, share it, so that you're informed every time we have a program here on Real Entertainment Network. So take 10 seconds. We're not asking you for donation, we're not asking you for money, but your simple little effort of going over to the YouTube platform, liking it and subscribing, becoming a member, goes a long way for us. So we're just asking you to simply do that. As long as you're here with us at this point, just go and subscribe to the platform. Lowett, Lowett Wharton says, good evening from Birmingham, UK. Ashburn Lybert says,
Good evening.
"Hey, your dog." I guess they were hearing probably Kevin's dog in the background when so Kevin, what I encourage you
Big up,
to
Ash.
do, right? When you are not speaking, just mute your mic. There's an option that we can mute. You can mute the mic. You see it on your screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can just mute the mic. So like when you're not talking, you just mute the mic, and then we wouldn't hear what's going on in the background, right? So Marley and King, but you will still hear us, so you don't have to worry. When you're ready to talk again, you just unmute it, right? Okay. Um, Rootlin Hill says, Rootlin Hill is in the house. Angela but says, okay, Kevin. Ashburn says, where the drip, what, sorry, were the drip lines removed? Well, Banky answered that already. He said that most of them were plowed up when they went and plow up the land and so on, and so they rip up and bust up and tear up all of the irrigation and so on. So a lot of it were removed and are not in place right now. Let's go over to the YouTube platform, and over on the YouTube platform, okay, some encouragement going on over there in the YouTube platform. It's a hit the thumbs up button. Somebody pussycat get away. No lie, Rosie does feel them. Rosie does feed them well. Sit back, Kevin. Yeah, that's better. Okay, do your thing, yeah, man. People looking out for Kevin on the platform here. Hotlands, melons love those kinds of areas. Okay. You can't make this thing up. Okay, Woodis. He's a Woodis. Okay, yeah, man. See, Gaskell says also because the importance of food security seems only to be a soundbite. The action is severely lacking. Uh, see, Gaskell says again, the key to all these initiatives is proactive, efficient, and economically conscious management. This starts at the ministerial level. Where are we going? Nowhere. Uh, Real Entertainment says, I want to say thank you to all who are tuned in, and also a special thank you to those who have liked and shared the live. And so, yes, again, we encourage you to go on over and subscribe, especially to the YouTube platform. Burl B. Jones says, so currently there is not enough water at Indian Castle. Well, we don't know about currently. Seemingly, even if maybe there is water, the irrigation has been destroyed for most of the plants, so that would be another expense to get that set up again. Nabu says, country above self, a motto too heavy for us to carry, it seems. Nabu says, imagine you allow something that can save the country economy and feed our people, and you let it go to waste. Sinister behavior. Burby Jones says, quick question. Most of the after photos is that currently today, or when was those pictures taken? Can you clarify? So, Burby Jones, I think Bankie's pictures were taken on the weekend, and mine was also on the weekend. I think it was Saturday before Labor Day. So this is what? Wednesday, Thursday, it's Friday, sorry. So that would have been probably last week, Sunday, Monday. So it's very, very recent. Um, JD Kane says, hi, Kevin. It's hitting hard, hit the like, yes, I hit the thumbs up. So Real Entertainment also encouraging folks to just, I mean, it's not hard. Just go on over and hit the thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Lash is saying, hi, Kevin. By Kevin, you have a lot of fans this evening, man. Kevin, you got a lot of fans. Welby Jones saying the failure of the project at Indian Castle reflects a failure of the minister and a failure of the premier himself, disappointing and disgraceful to the Nevis people. Oliver Libert says, hi, good night, all just coming in, bro. Okay, so, Kevin, yeah, man, you got a lot of fans this evening, people giving you a lot of support. So just cool, relax,
Yes.
and yeah, man, just full joy the opportunity to be here on the platform with us. And like I said, in the meantime, when you're not talking, just mute your mic so that we don't hear what's going on in the background. Banky, we have read the comments. We still want to continue
Yes.
to encourage folks to go on over to the YouTube
Well,
platform, subscribe, click on the notification bell. People have heard and people are seeing. They have seen the pictures and they ask a bit of clarity. And so I would have given the clarity that the videos and after would have been as recent as last weekend, right? And the before would have been back when Banky would have been operating the project and would have given you some perspective from the beginning of the project until he started harvesting, and he showed you images of the produce that were harvested and how they were utilized at the Agro Expo for that year. And um, we are showing you exactly what's happening now. And this is totally different to what we would have heard, because I had to go and visit myself, because I remember listening to Mr. Ban on the Let's Talk program, and he pointing out that all these things are happening down there and things have been harvested, because Naya would have asked those questions, what has been harvested recently and so on. And he was giving not the impression, but the assurance that things have been harvested from down there and things are going on down there, and down there is getting on. He actually even put out an invitation to Naya to take him to have a visit, to visit the project himself. When Naya was on our program, I asked Naya if he did take that trip, but I think I did so in a joking way. I don't even remember if he did respond or what it was, because I was just probably just joking around at the time when I did. But like Banky, I happen to be in the area myself, and I said, well, since I'm in the area, let me go and see for myself, because I would have heard, what I've heard from Mr. Ban. And I mean, I don't expect Banky to be lying to me. Banky is my brethren for years, and I mean, Banky would have been telling me about the situation down there and so. But I said, still, I want to go and see for myself. I don't want Banky got to tell me. Even if Banky show me the video, I don't want Banky go show me nothing. I'm in the area. Let me go and see for myself. And so I went, and I was able to take some of the videos. So some of the video, the narration you would have heard, that would have been my voice in the background there, because I opted to take some videos. I want to encourage folks, the number to call in if you want to be a part of the program, 1-869-662-7196. That's 1-869-662-7196. I'm doing it slowly so that all of you who
yes,
are
son.
listening, wasted. Yes, sir.
I getting a kind of texts about this station chip. I, I get a call from station bats and all. From the St. Bart's trip, people calling me, say, looking out for me, they come to greet me and me on the trip. You
Banky.
can't look at the things in mind. I just get a call
Well,
from people from St. Bart's looking for me, mind. And how disappointed on this trip. So how come they ain't come to walk with me? How they gonna walk with me? Go do it mango. You see how the universe work? Mr. Tell you, tell me not about that.
well,
Let me take this call here, yes, son.
yes, sir.
Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening, man. How you guys doing tonight, man?
Yeah, we good? And you?
Yeah, pretty good, man.
We're listening. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm on live already?
Yeah, you're live. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening to you and
You're breaking up, Carla. You're breaking up.
Okay, any better right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I wanted to maybe just ask the youngster real quick. He's still in school, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just wanted to maybe get him one or two quick questions. One, which farm is he in, and what is his personal aspirations, and if is there any interest in agriculture? And I know there's probably, which area is he interested in? And I'll leave that there. And generally speaking, I just want to say, man, it's very disappointing to see that we have taken a project like what you has done there at Indian Castle and was so successful at. You know, the mayor and the themselves, they should take much more pride in that project and have that project, you know, sustain that project. They're using all these big words on us, and we see that you had already bring that project to a point where even left there, somebody or the department could have still carried on and be sustainable.
Yes.
And I remember you made a point. About taking some jelly over to St. Kitts, right? And
Yes.
you said when you went over there, and you ran out of jelly. And man, just that one product alone.
No. We had not jelly. We had to take over 1,000 jelly cheese, send them over to the department to plant also. But they let them die. They let them die also in St. Kitts under Minister Iran Collins. He was his PS at the time, because Alexis Jeffers was the minister of the federal. So we decided to share so at least St. Kitts can move with Nevis.
Yes,
so,
thanks for the clarity.
So I handedly, with the workers, picked out the best over 1,000 jelly and take them to St. Kitts. And under the care of Yahsonn Jeffers, a young agronomist who was there at the time coming out of school, was taking care of them beautiful, and them decided to let them there and dead. So it just to show you.
So let me,
yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a quick question, right? A coconut tree, right? Is that like a cactus plant per se? And because we've seen a lot of coconut trees on the coastline, they survive at the coastline very much well.
It's water. It's water, and they can take some salinity. It's water, you know. They just need water because it says jelly, so you can't overwater them. You see them? Yes, but no, they're different to cactus.
Yeah. I understand. I just wanted to get that, get that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but great show tonight. It's kind of funny that you guys came on with this show tonight, because a lot of inquiring minds are out there wondering about the project at Indian Castle. So I really want to congratulate you guys for bringing on this episode tonight. And these videos,
well, we're going to send them out. Well, we'll send out the videos. Will be released as a package, the before and after. Yes.
Yes. And my last question, and then I'll get off unless somebody's coming, is this show tonight, right? And like you just mentioned about videos, right? Are you guys at Real Entertainment interested in releasing these to the general public or to like other media houses? Let them push this at all. You guys don't really care about that, like in terms of like putting a spotlight on the project and what's going on there right now. And I'll leave it there for now.
What project you talking? What project you mean?
The Indian Castle. What's going on there now in terms of after like you left, or what's going on there now currently, as opposed to where the project was before? Or when you said that the videos might be released, are they going to be released to like in the media houses?
Well, these are the same videos. No, Real Entertainment. These are the same videos.
Yeah, Real Entertainment.
Yeah. Well, usually how we send out the videos, I don't send video house. We just send out our stuff at our entertainment. That's how we do things normally. That's what I mean.
Yeah, under the Real Entertainment network.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
and normal.
Okay. Yeah, so thanks for bringing on this episode, man. Keep up the good works, man. You guys are doing a great job. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate it. No respect.
To the youngster, good luck to the youngster as well.
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. So, Kevin, the question for you, what class you're in, and what the question was, what class are you in, and do you have any interest in agriculture? And and which area, if you do have any interest, if you do have interest, but if you don't, is what you have interest in. So those are the questions for you.
Good question. I mean, Farm Tree Achievers, third farm B. I'm interested in agriculture by going to the field, looking at the animals and walking around and stuff. So yeah, thanks for asking.
what is it that you want to do? What is it that you are interested in? What area are you interested in? Maybe not agriculture, but what is it that you want to do?
Um, landscaping.
Okay, well,
Okay.
that's an agricultural area as well. We don't necessarily look at it that way, but anything to do with plants basically has to do with agriculture
Yes.
because it's not landscaping is not just about cutting grass and so on. You have to have knowledge of plants and where to plant them and how they grow and what kind of root system they have. So what distance you could plant them from the house and so there's a lot that is involved in landscaping that sometimes people don't necessarily pay attention to. But great, that is an agricultural area as well. Um,
Banky,
Banky, Banky,
Banky.
Yes.
I have a question. My
yes.
question is, right, how you, all these videos you just reveal, like, show, how you record them?
We go with a phone, we go out and we just take a video, and we have modern
I camera
technology.
glasses, I camera glasses, because some glasses have in the camera, but you just can't see them. I Google it already.
Okay, well, yeah, you have all this modern technology now, but mostly just the phone. We do that. But Banky, thi- this
Yeah.
this this is quite an interesting topic to bring to the table, and I think, like the caller would have mentioned, I think a lot of people would have had a lot of questions in relation to the project and what's going on with the project and so on. Uh, the the second phase as well, I'm happy that you would have taken a video because I did ask a question about that earlier, and I guess you were able to present the evidence because I alluded to that in my introductory statement where I spoke to the fact that almost $500,000 would have been invested in cleaning up that property. And anybody know when it comes to agriculture, or even without agriculture, even if you're cleaning up a piece of land to build a house, whatever you push down the first time, if you ain't start to do the project that you're going to do, when these things go back, they're going to go back like tenfold. So if you had 10 pusher tree on the property, when they start to go back, you may have hundreds. Because all of those seeds that would have fell off of the tree before and so on, when you dig up, whether the back or the excavator or whatever it is, the soil turn over those seeds and those seeds are going to start growing. And so you find a project like that where you would have cleared such a large acreage of land and then you didn't fence it and you didn't cultivate it. So now to clear it up again, if you're going to actually work on that project, you're going to be spending the same amount and maybe even more. And then in relation to the wiring and the equipment and the poles and so, we don't know if all of them are still there and if you'll be able to complete that aspect of the project. And we don't know if maybe they get rotted or anything, if they were stored properly or anything like that. So there's a lot of things that Kevin, mute your mic in the meantime, Kevin.
Mute your
Mute your
mic.
mic. Yeah, so I mean basically that's part of the problem that we would have in relation to as we move into this industry. So Banky, I mean I'm happy
Kevin,
that
just press wait, Yahsonn. Kevin, just press the green button, the mic button, the green button, and the mic gum turn red. That's all you need to do. You don't did
I
that?
trying, but
Once you press the bottom of the screen, the icons will come up.
you press
That's
the
the
wrong one.
camera
So
you
the
press
other one,
there.
the camera, the other one now with the
The
microphone.
mic. Once you
It
press
looks
the
like a mic.
mic, it will turn red. Oh, that, okay, Yahsonn, go ahead, Yahsonn.
Yeah, man. But yeah, this is
Kevin, the mic can pause. Pause the mic. Too much noise in the background. Just pause the mic. Just press the. It's across from the camera that you press just now. You just press the camera.
oh, okay.
Just press the mic.
Okay.
The mic is right there. The icon is right there. That's the camera you're pressing. Press the mic. Yeah, I think that is it. Nice. Okay, guide Yahsonn.
Yeah. So I mean, Brother Banky, this is quite an interesting topic for us to really address, and I'm glad that we were able to bring some of these information to the public. I am sometimes when you do these things, Banky, sometimes a lot of people here tend to want to think that you're playing politics with these things, but this ain't really playing politics, cause like I have no beef, no mutton, no fish, no nothing in this game here, right? I just happened to listen to Let's Start the Night, and I was there listening to the debate and the discussion, and I heard when I asked questions. When I, asked the questions well, he was making his point, and then Mr. Brand interrupted and said, well, okay, things have been harvested from down there. Now you ask what specifically. He said sorrel and something else he mentioned. I don't remember what the other is that he mentioned. But when I took, and he challenged Naya to take him down there on a visit. And I mean, I said to myself, well, I really want to go and see for myself. I don't want to have to hear because this sound a kind of way. Naya said he was down there 3 months before, and he was giving a description of how it looked to him then. Mr. Brand was trying to counteract by
Kevin,
saying,
I still want you to pass the mic.
I tried looking for him, but I can't find
Yeah,
him.
but listen to me. The mic is right next to the camera that you press. The mic is right next to the camera. When you press to the bottom, you want to see the camera, the camera shape. You want to see a star, and you want to see a mic, a green icon. That's the mic. It's right adjacent to the camera. That's the camera. The mic is the only two things that is green. The mic is the
okay.
only two green symbol will be on the screen.
So you got the mic now, so to put back on the camera now, and then you should be good.
Press the other green the other green icon. Yes.
Okay.
But you press back the mic still. You keep pressing. Don't press back the mic. The next only two green icon gonna be there. Press back the mic. The mic is next to the camera. You have the telephone. You have a square box. Then you have the camera is green. Then the mic is green also. Press the mic, Kevin. Go ahead, Yahsonn.
Yeah. It's quite a situation where we really need to get back to getting that property to where it should be. A lot of money would have been invested and a lot of money would have been wasted, and it's really really sad to see after all of this work would have been put in that somebody would just sit back and allow that to waste. Right? I mean, I don't understand how that could be allowed, and people could sit back and try to play politics. This has nothing to do with playing politics. This is just us anybody who knows us farmers would know that this is something that we're passionate about. And more so, even in your case, Banky, you're the one who would have been instrumental in putting the project together. Seeing it from inception, take all the word, everybody say, oh, this can't happen. How can a technician, how can a top professionals, oh, nothing could go wrong at Indian Castle. And then you were able to defy all of that.
Yahsonn.
All of them wrong.
Yahsonn.
To you, yes, I.
Cannot hold water. The basket cannot hold water. Ain't nobody can come down and tell me nothing about Indian Castle. Whoever, it doesn't matter. I don't entertain those conversations. Okay? Because Indian Castle was used for years. And those same people entertaining same politics embrace the beauty of Indian Castle, embrace the rewards of Indian Castle. It wasn't politics then. They were smiling and hugging me up and throwing me up in the ear like me a Caesar. Well, the same project still the Virgin. The only thing have changed is the manager. That's all have changed in the Virgin. So that no whole water. Let me take this call, your son.
Yes, sir.
Carlo, good evening.
Hey, Bankie, Yahsonn, Kevin, good evening to you all. How are you all doing?
I'm good. And you?
I'm doing good. Good night,
It's
Jack.
really relevant. It's something that's come up in conversation quite a few times for me over the last year.
Yes.
I've confirmed, like your videos show, the current state, and I was lucky enough to enjoy with family. I would send guests to Indian Castle to be shown around.
Of course.
By your good self.
Yeah, man.
I've just finished watering my veg beds up in Hamilton.
Yes.
And I've walked past the 4 ponga nut trees that I have that are now that I planted from seeds from ponga nut you kindly gave me.
Okay then.
In fact, I recall vividly being able to help myself to cane fig, ponga nut, any indigenous fruit that we have here down at Indian Castle.
Yes.
And what I really want to draw attention to is that we people are failing to hold our representatives accountable for what they're doing with our money. I don't know if we actually understand that the money that's spent on this country actually belongs to the people.
Of course,
the treasury is
they knows that.
Purse.
Yes.
We elect people to take care of that treasury in our best interests. Where we're at right now in the world is a situation of desperation. People don't understand that this is just the beginning. Okay? Things are going to get a lot worse. The predictions of oil costing $200 a barrel have been floating around for 2 months now. These are predictions from economists, geopolitical analysts who have these things for their livelihood. It's their life work. It's their job. They're sounding alarms. So what we need to realize is that we actually live in a paradise where we can grow our food, we can source our energy from everything that we have around us. The sun, the climate, geothermal in the earth. These things exist. We're on a blessed island in a blessed country. We really need to open our eyes and understand that. Listening to pie in the sky chat from the people that to represent us is not getting us anywhere. I would like to see more people being invested in. I'm very happy to see Kevin. I know he pays attention. I would like to see people be more invested in reality around them than, I don't know, what TikTok this or TikTok that. It's just a worrying trend. Alarms need to be sounded. We've got it all here and we're letting it squander. We're letting the people that we elect to do the job, we're letting them get away with not doing it.
Yes, exactly.
But what are we going to do about it, Bankie? We're just here chatting in circles.
If it's one thing I've learned, we love to talk. We're good talkers, and I hear it from judges. I hear it from all kind of engineers at all kind of press conference, meeting and delegation. We love to talk. I'm not a talker, I know. My work speaks for itself. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
As you all pass over Case Bay by Mansa's last stop, you see the renovation goes on, the colors. I'm doing the renovation by myself. I'm using my skill set.
Bankie, I watched the plot above the new artisan village.
Yes.
This is when you find someone capable in their field, you do what you can to make sure that they have what they require to get the job done. You let their vision and their expertise guide the program.
Yes.
You support them.
Yes.
Taking credit is easy at the end of the day. When the work has been done, you can just go ahead and do the regular politician thing and thump your chest and say how great you are.
Exactly.
But behind the scenes, what you need to be doing is investing everything you can in the people that can actually do the work, not just the chat. You do the chat. You just find the people that can do the work. You invest in them, give them all the tools that they require.
You listen to the
job.
it's also your litocrats, and that's it. That's all it is.
Exactly. They're just pie in the sky. When they get any chance at it, they're going to talk for hours and hours. You just need to tune into Parliament in St. Kitts and see the Prime Minister talk.
Yes.
Talk.
Push.
Put Bankie on a project, and you get a full flatbed truck of watermelon heading to the Agri Festival.
Then that'll happen again.
No, it's not going to happen again. It's a crisis in management.
Of course.
And the principal managers, like I mentioned in the YouTube comment, are the ministers. They are not doing a good job. They need to be held to account. And it's not good enough to say, oh, well, there's this thing called an election every 5 years. A 5-year period of nothing happening, well, a 4-year period of nothing happening. And then when you look during the last year, it's helter-skelter, projects start here, there, and everywhere. None could finish mine because the budget's not there. It's a total vicious cycle of inefficient, useless activity.
Well, caller,
It's a complete waste of our resources, our financial purse.
well, the way forward as I speak all the time is accountability, And I just see them saying Premier the problem because the Premier traveling overseas to send bats, where the same manager of Indian Castle is the one who neglect who have it at the state where it is. So how can he travel with someone who go deal with mangoes, not knocking about the same Indian Castle and jelly? And, and that is the one who destroyed to put the whole thing in neglected now at it and the management of the same place. So explain that one to me. That's the problem.
In my opinion, that's because we have allowed politicians just to be characters rather than workers.
No, the Premier supporters allowing the Premier to get away with these nonsense. That's the issue.
That's what I mean. We've allowed them to be like that.
Me no in that. You support us.
I'm not in that either.
All right.
But there are people who just allow. They don't believe the things that their eyes see because they get told something.
Okay. They believe what I see. Okay.
They do not. There are people that do not believe what their eyes show them.
That is a choice.
It is, of course, it's a choice.
So they know better then. So they know what they're doing. So now
they've practiced this for so long.
Oh yeah.
That they've actually lost touch with whether it's a choice or not. It's just an involuntary autopilot.
It's called once you're benefiting, your mouth shut. That way called, eh? Once you're benefiting and you're getting some of the crumbs, you're keeping quiet because you could take your vacation and whatever it is. All right. All right. Caller, I have a next call coming in. I'll take this next call, but thanks for your contribution.
Anytime, gentlemen.
Respect. Yes. Caller, good evening.
Good evening, brothers. How are you?
I'm good. You could raise your voice a little bit.
I realize you and Yahsonn missing something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd just tell you that I have a portable shaving machine. No.
To shave one. To shave. Come in, talk about. Shave what? Me know you talk about shave what?
Do you believe it?
Me have to. Me know you talk about. Explain yourself. Me know some man just shave under the arm and some man shave the pubic. Me know some man do all kind of things the whole man. You know, so me need to explain yourself. So explain yourself.
No, I tell you,
No.
When I give you, wherever you are,
I ain't gonna know to use it. I ain't gonna know to use it. I wouldn't know to use it.
Maybe yes, I don't know to use it.
All right, that's a late moment. So, yep. Yes.
My point. When I was growing up, I remember I used to have to go up in the mountain.
Yes.
To work, farm, come back down with mango, come back down with yam. No, and I would come down. Imagine coming from the mountain with the peel on your head with waiver, food or waiver, and I have to come down to Ramsbury with it on my head.
Stiff neck.
Oh, okay.
Stiff neck with the water on your head, stiff neck.
I remember sitting on my front door with my mother, and people like a Kalota them gonna come down from wherever the hills them a come from with the mango. And me gonna say, Kalota, give me the mango there. He say, yeah man. And he take off everything and he take out some, give me. And it's mango or cane or whatever. Right? Now, I said this to say, people back then were farming. It's not the government. The government and them could go to hell. They not got a thing to do with farming. It is the people. We are lazy now. Nobody want to put their hand in the dirt.
I ain't agree with that. I ain't agreeing with that. Not maybe all, but there is enough. There is enough who have that interest. Everybody want, but they just need enough to have the interest to move, to push the country forward. And there's enough people who have that interest in it.
Well, what
happened then?
Bankie, hold the phone.
Yes.
The people have to move forward with this, not the government. You realize, Bankie, you will realize that in this world, if anything has to happen, it is the people. It's not government.
Of course.
Mark, know anything about farming?
Of course. I'm listening to you.
Me sure Mark know nothing about farming. Give Mark a pen and a pad, a notepad, and a lab book. And them things they accustomed to.
Yeah, but you don't have to know about Alexis Jeffers ain't know nothing about farming. And that's the first thing he said when he come into the ministry. But what he do, he listened to his technocrats. That's what you're there for. You see what I mean? You're not there to lead your technocrats, you know? You're there to listen and they guide you. And you might have an idea and they develop your idea. That's how a government system is run. The system is run in this time where the ministers them want to control the PS and the directors, and them they start to suck up to them. That is the problem. You see, the civil service have been bamboozled, where ministers, huh?
The way I know it.
Yes.
Way I know it. The government, the minister set the ideas and the principles and so forward, and the PS implement all of them, find ways to implement them. That's the way we know it.
Well, good. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. But if something don't make no sense, the PS have the right to tell the minister this don't make no sense. You see what I mean? That's just how it is.
But that's why you differ.
Yeah, but then if it reaches to a point where the ministers are telling the PS, if you do this again, the feelings, and then they just shift and then want to move the PS and all and into the feelings. You see what I mean? And these are the sad things. Then the minister want to tell you to tell the PS, don't hire he and don't hire this and that and all this kind of nonsense. This is where we are at. These are, yeah, but virgin, this is what it is. I work at the top with everybody, so I know. So when I speak, I'm not, and it goes with all government. You're hiring somebody, you want to know who to work for, who to vote for, and all this nonsense, who the family is. Me not entertain it in a cup, virgin. When I see you, me not see blue or yellow or green. I see in Ashburn. I see somebody who is qualified for area. Me not ask who you vote for. Who cares about that, the virgin? Until we leave these things alone, then we're going to argue politics, if that's how you want to put it. When it comes to people showing and doing their work that is tangible, you can't play politics with that. How you going to have 40 acres of food destroyed and you're going to mention politics? Really? Well, look, show you the mindful of that people like that. Can you embracing something for years, saying it's beautiful, and now your own people destroy it, you say politics. You can't make up this, yeah?
that brings me to my next point, Bankie.
Yeah.
When I asked if the drip lines were this were
they plow them up. They plow them up, Ash.
I hear Yahsonn tell me to say that.
Well, they plow them up.
I don't know if that's craziness.
It's willful acts.
Drip lines expensive, you know.
They still gonna buy them back because it's not his money. The money is still gonna buy them back. Yeah. The tractor guy told me the man said plow up all the banana trees. They plow the banana trees. To drive down banana trees, drive over them and plow them up, and drive over sugar cane. That is how you do it. Just drive over them and block them down and plow them up in the ground, plow up, drip and everything. Yeah. Yes, this is not the first time we talk about this. This place is there to be seen, so this is not a story making up, You wait it. I allow.
From a little experience, right? Me used to do a little piece of land. And whenever me done our crop, me take out the drip lines them and have the tractor come plow.
Okay.
And when he done,
listen me.
Put them back in.
Let me put it like this, right? If I plow it, what area I plow it once and never plowed again. I'm not into plowing of land over and over and over. Okay? A land only need to be plowed one time. Many people only plowing land because they just want to say look cleaner, and some will just spray the chemical. I use a weed whacker and I plant. That's it. That's a weed whacker and that's it. So no land need to be plowing. Every time a crop come out, take out drip and plow. Waste of time. Waste of time. No, let me explain this. Let me explain this. No, let me explain this. Where you say it. Rule number one, you bring in a plow to plow your land and you're not practicing the good agricultural practices. So you're bringing disease from Yahsonn farm to your farm. Both fungus, both different type of seeds, which mean different type of weeds, different type of shrubs. And then next thing, you're still killing your good mycorrhizas. You're killing your earthworms. You're also compacting the soil underneath and creating a hard pan. Every time you're cutting, so you're having so much moving and dynamics going on within the soil. You're creating more damaging than good.
That's why you're saying this, but
well, we are learn from each other, But I'm just trying to show you these things.
Yeah.
But
because I learned these things, but to be honest with you, when I started to do my little thing, I never really thought about them.
Yes.
But as you're talking about them, I remember learning them.
Yes.
But anyway, I think that's utter craziness to plow up the drip lines this way.
Of course.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Yes.
That's all I could say.
I appreciate the contribution.
Time, man.
Yeah, man. Nice reasoning with you, CM. Still virgin. Yeah, man. Yahsonn, as you see, the people are listening. They have that interest. What's going on here in Nevis, and when it comes to food security, and definitely want answers and accountability from those is in charge. Go ahead, Yahsonn.
Yeah, well, I'll just come in with some of the other comments in the meantime, because we love to give our folks on the wall an opportunity to be a part of the program. Remember the number to call in if you want to be a part of the program, 1-869-662-7196. Gutty Brown says they have gone to St. Barth with more wine, or that industry is the same as the orchard. Dottie Brown says Brand said things are harvested and taken to the agricultural fair, but he couldn't give the stats offhand, but never came back with the stats. Typical politician. Tekwe Selassie says politics and more politics. Carlisle Paris says they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so Spencer is like Columbus, a damn blasted liar. In regards to the Indian Castle Agricultural Investment Program, yes, seems like serious mismanagement. Tekwe Selassie says for
Sorry,
real.
that's
Cheech
it.
One says truth. Um, and I guess he was talking to um, Kevin saying if he can't hear the mute his mic. But yeah, Banky, you know these things are some serious indictment on the government when it comes to. Let's just look at the basic. Let's look at the money. I mean, you said that's $1 million project. That was $1 million project. You talk about the other piece of lands that were cleaned. That was $500,000. I don't know how much. I know you might have known how much the fencing wire and the poles and all of them things they had cost too. So then maybe when you put all of
No,
them together,
no. I ain't gonna know how much they think the cost. I just tell them what they need and then they order them. I ain't gonna know the cost of the,
okay,
cause
but
those things come from overseas.
I'll just put in another 500,000 for that and just say that's $2 million. It could be more or less, eh? But I'm just using a rough sketch. Um, that's $2 million that are our taxes, and that's something that I think you were trying to get to somebody who was making a point earlier that at the end of the day, even though I think it's Ashburn who was saying that we could he was trying to get to the point that the government should not be involved in agriculture and so on, and it should be the average people and so on. I am in agreement in the sense of us empowering the government or those who are elected, empowering the farmers and those who are involved in the industry and finding ways to empower them so they can be more efficient and more effective. But at the same time, it's our taxes. And we are paying the government to have a Ministry of Agriculture. And that ministry's responsibility should be just like the other farmers in the sense of thinking of food security. And the projects that they invest in, so that $1 million that they invested in a project like that for a fruit orchard, was investment from our taxes spent at the time. And so there's nothing wrong with us seeking to protect our investment and challenging them, and yes, being happy that they made an attempt to do something which is good, but disappointed that they have not followed up and have allowed the investment to become what it is. And when you have to do this, some of our people in the country, because you have to speak about their politician or their elected official or their government, they take it personal. And then they claim that, oh, you're supporting the opposition. And then they say, oh, ignore the noise and all of these things. But if you are an individual and you could look at these things and you could still try to find a way to convince people something different. I mean, I listened to Mr. Brand and the program, and I was convinced because I'm saying that he is a minister of government and he's speaking and should be speaking with a level of authority that, well, and I mean, even if I didn't want to believe, when I hear the man challenging Naya to take him down there to see the project for himself, I said, well, I got, but he convinced me.
So
Yeah,
confident, eh?
but yeah,
So
telling you.
confident.
So I'm saying, and I go down there now to see. So I mean, people, you don't have to believe us either. I know gas expensive, but your country is more expensive, and your vote should be more expensive. So you should go and see for yourself. Sometimes you use gas to do all kind of things that you ain't supposed to do. So if you go tell yourself, well, man, I'm going to take a trip down Indian Castle and I'm going to check out the orchard and see how it look for myself. I heard Mr. Brand say whatever. Okay, let me not just take his word. Let me go and see for myself.
You see, yes,
And
son.
Yahsonn then
What
show
have
some
we?
video. We not got to accept
Let me
Yahsonn
show
them
you.
video, Bankie them video. I want to see for
Yes,
myself.
son.
Yes, I.
Let me say this. What I've realized within the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and maybe this is so I can't speak of outside, but what I've observe is that this is the ideal thing to show, Virgin. The whole of Nevis embraced this project here. It was to mint condition. Everything was left out in order to continue the continuity. And the minister mashed it up, and he handpicked his best friend, who the premier is in St. Bart's with traveling. Every time the people have been the minister about this, the premier about this thing. The premier said, how can I this and how can I that? No accountability. All these coconuts that said Jelly want, that St. Bart's want,
Yes,
is no
Bankie.
accountability. And he supporters them who come to Indian Castle where they keep the Mango Festival and every 3 months they have fun days. They come down and they slander and they laugh and they dance and all kind of something. Now their own supporters are mash it up. They must say politics, and them are the problem too. And
But
them are the problem.
Bankie, that in itself
Yes,
again,
Kevin?
because one second, Kevin. That in itself again, because the premier, I would have heard the premier talk about the jelly and the coconut and so on, and the plans to be able to even ship coconut to St. Bart's and all of these things. But when I see the video, but no, he would have spoken of that couple months before. And I
But
think
he know this stuff down there. That is sad thing about it.
So if he know this stuff down there, why would he come on the
You know,
and say
because he's willful, yes, son. He's talking a bunch of crap.
Nobody's gonna fact
because he's talking a bunch of. He know the state of down there, yes, son. He knows. He have a deputy live down there. He have the deputy foreman.
And then even if they're fact
because
they could still say ignore the noise, and people would just ignore the noise.
Good. Well, that's the whole point. Well, you just tweet out and say they must say politics, right? Because he know his supporters. When people speak like that, my virgin.
1 second, let me let Kevin get in the point that he was trying to make. So, all right, Kevin.
Yeah, speaking of agriculture and so, when it comes to fruits, right? Yes, fruits very healthy, like banana, watermelon, coconut water. So this afternoon after lunch, I had a smoothie. Mango banana, that's my favorite smoothie. I just always call for.
Okay.
Smoothie my favorite. Yeah.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah, man, Bankie. This, we at the closing hour now. I wanna say thanks to all those who would have, really stick and stay with us for the 2 hours. You could be doing anything on a Friday evening, but you're here with us. Listening to us, being passionate about things that we're really passionate about. Giving Kevin the youngster an opportunity to be on the platform. He usually calls in and usually would make his comments on the platform. And like Bankie was saying in his introductory statement, sometimes even big adults, when we seek to invite them to the platform to have an interview or to speak with us, they have a lot of reluctance and they run away and so on and shy away. And then here you have young Kevin, who is not shying away, who is willing to put himself out there and face the public and so on. So we wanna, as much as possible, encourage the youth. We don't know how far they would get, but they would always remember, if given an opportunity, those who would have given them the opportunity. So the history would show that we would have given Kevin an opportunity to present himself several times on various platforms. I see you want to say something, Kevin. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, and I could tell you one last thing about me, right? I'm not a person. Like, if you want to help me with something, right? If let's say at a luncheon, like I watching everyone like, hey, know what to go, and you tell me, youngster, come here. Me not gonna ask you, well, who you be? No. Me don't move some. I take me time with people and move cameras with people, because if I move rough, people gonna say, but you know, he's nobody. He's nobody to get along with. So left alone by yourself, I love so. Me not kind of person them. Me just calm and cool.
Well, that's the way to go. And they say, man is taking around the world, and as long as you have
Yeah.
that open mind along with it, and willing
Yes.
to learn and willing to take advice and so on, you will go a very long way. Um, Banky, I am really grateful for the opportunity to be a part of a platform that speaks to agriculture. We have over the years, we're heading into what 6 years of presenting this to St. Kitts and Nevis,
Yes.
the world. There is no other um, media host that I know that has a program weekly that's dedicated to agriculture. There's no other program that I know that has a program at the end of every month that is dedicated to the cannabis and the cannabis issue. We have been doing that for the past 5, 6 years, consistently seeking to educate the masses, bring as much information as possible, bring as much topics, bring as much qualified experts as possible to discuss the issues so that people don't say, well, oh, it's just these two Rasta men coming here and they're Rastas and they're into farming and so they might be biased in their speaking and so on. We try to as much as possible bring as many experts to the platform and and share as much as possible. I really want to thank those who have stuck with us over the years and those who are a part of the platform this evening. We want to encourage all of you before you leave here. So I am seeing more than 70 persons on the YouTube platform right now live. I'm seeing another 16 plus over on the Facebook platform. So that gives me my maths is telling me like that's about when I'm looking at the numbers, I'm seeing almost 100 people. So I'm hoping that by the time we come off of this live here, that I should see at least 100 new subscribers on the YouTube platform. So before you leave, that's all we're asking. We're not asking no donation. We just want you to
And
go over to the YouTube platform, click on the notification bell, subscribe, like, and share. Yes, Kevin.
I thank everybody for on the social media platform for encouraging me and telling me good job and yeah and sending comments and so and as Charles mentioned Gaskell as Charles mentioned let me I always pay attention, which is always good. Like it's good to be attentive, not unattentive, and, and it's also good to be punctual as also not tardiness or lateness.
Nice. Nice. Well, give thanks. Give thanks, Kevin.
Thank you,
And
Banky. Thank you, Banky, for having me. I hope I make it on the topics one of these time.
yeah, but no problem. You just keep doing what you're doing, and keep learn as much as possible. Ask questions and get informed and do your research and so on, and you'll get there. So as long as that's part of your ambition, just keep it. We will give you the opportunity, as things move along. Banky, I while I'm gonna be closing out as well, I want to give thanks to all of the people who have been giving us some support there at Heritage Cafe, there for the girls down inside the Heritage Village. We organized. It was a bit last minute, and I really thought, to be honest with you, I really didn't expect the sort of overwhelming support for the Mother's Day brunch that we are putting on for Sunday bookings today. People, even while I'm here doing this live, I got a call if somebody was interested, and I had to tell them that we have closed our bookings for this event. So I really want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support, for all those who have come and would have sampled the food and beyond, loving the food. I really give thanks. And yes, we're gonna do this for Mother's Day, but we're gonna be even doing something bigger for Father's Day, because most of the time we hear all of these big hallelujah and so on for mothers, but nobody really pay attention to fathers. So fathers, look, what we're gonna have something special, extra special for you. So keep your eyes and ears open and keep following Heritage Cafe. I want to say thanks to all who would have contributed on the Facebook or the YouTube or the Twitch, those who would have called in to be a part of the program, those who make it their business every week to be a part of the program, those who are listening for the first time. Tell somebody else, share the link, share it. I want to say thanks to all those who contribute to Imperial Rides, Taxi and Tours. We take you around as well. Make sure all of your transportation services are taken care of here on Nevis. We collaborate with Simplicity Tours and we make it a breeze, Shabba's Organics, we want to encourage you to go on over to Shabba's Organics this weekend. So lots of things are going to be going on at Shabba's Organics Kitchen, right there at Mansa's Last Stop. You'll be getting all kind of goodies over on that side as well. And I see Shabba's posting mangoes. So one of the places here in Nevis that you can get mangoes early, Bankie trees them don't start to be and ripe. So are full. If they ain't ripe, they're full, and in a couple of days you should be able to eat
Yes,
mangoes.
sir.
People, give thanks,
Definitely.
Kevin, Real Entertainment, Iron, and all of the other members of the Real Entertainment team. It's a pleasure really working with you guys, and we thank you all for the sacrifice. We can't say it enough because it's not easy. A lot of people don't know the sacrifices that we have to put in. Next week, Tuesday, the topics, Sir James Small. We're going to be getting into African spirituality, skills, agriculture. I mean, you've never about Professor James Small. Go and do your research so that you can understand the level of the type of guests that we're going to be having so that you can be prepared for the discussion. Further on, remember Monday we have quality time with Alan. You don't want to miss that, where Alan rip apart some of the various talk shows and other different issues, whether it's regional or international. You don't want to miss it on the platform. So people, it's not just about everything agriculture. It's not just about the topics. It's also about quality time with Alan. But you will find out more about what's happening on Real Entertainment Network if you go on over to the YouTube platform, click on the notification bell, and subscribe. See, I'm seeing here coming up on the 19th, we have former top cop here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, C.G. Walwyn. You guys remember him? A lot of people used to afraid him back in the day and so on. But we will find out a lot about all of that, what he used to do when he was around, why he had to leave, all of that. You know what I mean? What he's doing now in Texas as one of the top cops in Texas as well. All of that going to be coming up here on the platform. So, Bankie, I'm just going to leave it to you now for your closing. Give thanks, everybody, until we come your way again.
Yes, simple. Saying thanks for those who keep with us and keep sharing the others to listen everything agriculture show and the other topics that we host here and other the topics and quality time with Alan, all different shows that we host here and Real Entertainment. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are the one who make the show. It's all a community show. Some people might support their parties and figure do issues. What you mean? When I get up and the ancestors tell me to do something, I get up and I do it, That's how me flex. It's like today, ancestors tell me, can I hear people speak, go on the beach and do a video about something, or some flex. And know some of you might encourage the people not to come or whatever. People are going to be here the end of the month, the 26th, and we continue the discussion. It's not attached. So you all in your, some people in their feelings, the people not in his feelings. It makes no sense because I will continue to do the fight against me. Can't make nothing to lose. I don't dedicate my time within for the federal government and for the local government. The work I put in for those who put in for 40 years, the years I put into the government, the hours I put in, it quadrupled those people hours. My work is tangible, and I've done work and may ask for pay. You understand? If my only problem is me coming in here and speaking and educating and upsetting people, well, I'll continue to do that. Because I'm not stop. You see what I mean? So it don't make no sense to be upset. I'm on my own time. I'm not begging anybody anything. I don't call people to ask favors. People call my phone every day for information, and I give them for free, and I dedicate my time for free. So it don't make no sense for others. You understand? To be thin-skinned, because me not entertain it. Me not hold no sides, whether NRP, CCM, Labour, this, that. I know business. This platform is for everyone to come and speak general public and tell their truth or whatever they want to speak. And that's if we ask the questions. No question is too difficult. Who don't want to come, that's fine. But who not come now, when it's time for them to come, they don't have to pay me to interview them, you know. I hope they understand that. All who have give invitation, they not come. When it's time to come, you are going to pay to be on Real Entertainment Network. I'm not going to interview guys unless you all pay me. That is where we're going to be at. So, me not young people, you know. So, Yahsonn, continue make. Let me check some message here.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll just give you the last of the comments. While we wrap up, Carlisle Paris says, Happy Mother's Day to all our folks on Nevis. Hero Dan says, salute to you, Kevin. Stay relevant, young brother. Carlisle Paris says, praise up for my big brother Andy going through health challenges presently. Enough prayers, my brother. Justin Huggins says, good night, Kevin. Justin Huggins says, good job, my boy. Charles Gaskell says, bless up, Yahsonn. Carlisle Paris says, James Small is a legendary African historian, so tune in on Tuesday. Yes, people, so yeah, just taking the time out to encourage folks to stick and stay before you leave. Just go on over to the YouTube platform, subscribe, click on the notification bell. I'm going to check, I'm going to see who did. I'm going to see, because I know what the numbers were before, so I'm looking at what I'm seeing here, and I know I should see at least 100 new members subscribing to the platform by the time we leave here. It doesn't cost you anything. Just go on over to YouTube, look for Real Entertainment Network, click on the notification bell, click on the subscribe button, like it, and share this edition, man. Share. Let somebody else get
Okay,
it.
yes.
In the algorithm. Yes, Bankie.
Yeah, I was just checking some of the messages. I mean, also I'm reaching out to a few other guests to come as yet, but once as they get closer and stuff like that, they will continue discussion. Also, next week Friday, after Dr. James Small, we're gonna bring on a young structural engineer. We're gonna be seeking construction and constructural engineering. Because we have shift where you got an architect to draw your plan. Then now they need a structural engineer to make sure the architect can put in too much of steel or too much of this and too much of that. And so we're gonna go along that way to show you as a farmer, you still need to know certain things and whatever, and to guide those who are into the construction field, need building and need guidance and so forth. So definitely I'm looking forward to have this reasoning with this young man. I think he's weeks. So definitely I'm looking forward to have this reason and give him some exposure and stuff like that. But yes, once again, I just want to say thanks to all those who choose Real Entertainment and spending their time with us on this Friday evening. I really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the love you guys come by, stop at Mansour's Last Stop and showing the girls. Big up Tasha, Aisha, Amanis. Best chef in the house, best food, best environment. As you realize, come on tomorrow, you get your fungi, caramel and fish, your oxtail and caramel, your chicken and caramel, your ribs and caramel, your vice versa, caramel and rice, fish and rice and oxtail and your salads and your this and wherever. If you just want to come to the garden, take a little tour, chill on down, chill in a hammock, and just be away from the bamboo garden settings. The people don't even know you're on the farm. You see what I mean? That's kind of environment to create something is different. Okay, you know, we all be on the beach, you can be at the back of the farm and you're tanning. You could be tanning. If you have experience, you could get a hose and bathe outside outside, nobody will watch you. You understand? You got your own privacy. So the farm is set up in a kind of way. You can be in your own area cool and pick a spot and chill. You could knock some golf ball, you knock some golf ball. Environment, garden design, and that's what it's a full area, a safe area, and it's a place where no loiterers. If you ain't spending, you don't come. You see what I mean? In the time to come, we're gonna start something art and poetry. Those are the things I like. Different environment, everybody into the karaoke things and dominoes. Nah, that ain't my vibes. You come, it's a free entry, you support the bar, you buy a drink, you sit down, and you continue to spend the money and you listen poetry, and if you bring your art, you can get your art sell. And that's it. So that is the line I'm thinking of being different. I'm accustomed to a lot of poetry. I'm not a poet, but I can read out a book and stuff like that. And I will be the host. I will open mic and the kind of vibes and enjoy the beautiful sunset right in front of you. And you go back to look at the other side, you see the beautiful mountain backdrop. You get the best of both. The farmer across the street, you enter this water, get your footwork, come back up, and you're good to go. You're nothing better than that. So this is what my uncle vision was. Come chill, relax. So as you said, sorry for the inconvenience as you come, but I mean the people embracing and seeing the beauty of what's going on. So they don't mind the inconvenience. They enjoy seeing everything coming together. So once again, thanks to all those who keep coming through, giving and keep encouraging me to keep up the good works and keeping my uncle legacy alive and going. But again, people, you got to hold your ministers accountable for what they're doing, especially within the agricultural sector and throughout all the other areas within the government sector. It's your money. I'm seeing them doing some roads and stuff, going up Gingerland and so forth, working over in the evening. I see what's going on. And also, let me say this, Yahsonn. I realized for the last 3 weeks, they are cleaning some land right in front of TDC gut. Before I got some stone at the big gut. But I've realized the work have continued going around like cleaning in between, leaving the bush close to the road, but they're cleaning inside. So that let me now watch, Me a watch, but me want to see, well, who else going to respond? But I'm paying attention, so I would have to take a trip at Penny's Beach and walk and see what's going on inside. I see what's going on in the pond area and going on inside the garden itself, which is like the work at night time because and that's how the work they get do. But the work, so you see the hiding. There ain't a reason for to be hiding, but they're cleaning inside the area there. So see what's going on. So it's also Mount Travers are made to understand have been sold. Those are large areas of land again. So definitely looking for the reasoning next week Tuesday with Dr. Professor James Small, because who we are as a people, how we are here, what is our purpose, why skills, why agriculture, and see where we can go from there, and we continue the discussion. But definitely this is one of the discussion I'm looking forward to when it comes to interviewing Professor James Small. This man have a wealth of information, have taught thousands and thousands of people. So Yahsonn, this will be very interesting. So people start up looking up and see who Professor James Small, who he is, and realize what we are up to, and then definitely looking forward for the interview with CJ Walwyn, because I remember when he was here and how he had everything going on in order and stuff like that. So people, thanks again, and looking forward till next week Tuesday and next week Friday, and also on Monday with Alan with Quality Time. Yahsonn, your last say.
Well, basically, just give thanks everybody, give thanks Real Entertainment Network team. Again, I mean, we have gone over time. Enough respect Kevin for sitting in. Enough respect everybody who are still commenting on the page, and just want to encourage you, before you leave, just go on over to the YouTube, click subscribe. I'm going to check as soon as we get off. So see you guys on Monday, then see you guys Tuesday with Professor Small. Until then, enough love everybody. Guidance and High Tech Show.
Educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy,